Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another video today. Obviously, we're doing another live stream. Last night, I streamed for over 7 hours. Obviously, you know the rules in this live stream. We have to win a Stanley Cup in order for the stream to end, and well, last night was definitely not a lucky night for me because, ooh, what a stream that was. A 7-hour long stream, so yeah. 2 days ago, we had a 3.5 hour stream almost. Um, yeah, we had a 3.5 hour long stream, so that was a lot of fun. It's not what I wanted. I'm trying to do some stuff here. But anyways, yeah, that stream was definitely something last night. It took us 7.5 hours to win a Stanley Cup. It shouldn't be taking us that long, so today we are going to hopefully win it a little bit sooner. We're going to hop in here to franchise load, obviously load, because for some reason when you use a backup, it doesn't want to work. Obviously, we're the Salt Lake City Mammoth because in NHL 24, you can only relocate to Salt Lake City, not Utah. Obviously, last night's stream, I made some big changes. I got rid of Josh Stone. I traded Dylan Gunther and somebody else, Marcelli, and Smaltz retired, and then I got rid of Wallstead, our goaltender that won our first Stanley Cup, and I brought in a new goaltender to win our second Stanley Cup. It's pretty phenomenal. We had a great season. Best player here, Gavin McKenna, definitely took home some good stuff. We almost had a 50-point season. We did pretty good. Obviously, going to the Stanley Cup here, I'm going to turn my fan down just a tad bit because it doesn't need to be that high. In the awards, by the way, we also had we played the Buffalo Sabres, so we had a rematch. The President's Trophy. Fortunately, we only have one of those, and that's it. For awards for your Utah Mammoth, the Conn Smythe is going to go to Ingla. The Vezina is going to Svatov. That's our goaltender we just traded for, and yeah, that's it. But in the league for players, I wanted to look at this. For points, unfortunately, our one guy that was able to do it is Gavin McKenna, and he didn't even play a full 82 games. Oh no, that's Ray McKenna. Gavin McKenna, there we go, and he played a full 82 games. I guess there's brothers, who knows? Who knows? For assists on the league, I think that one's going to go to Jordan Gavin. Yeah, that one's going to go to Jordan Gavin, and then Gavin McKenna is going to be third there. For goals, Stevenson, what a guy. Games played, doesn't really matter now, do they? Shots is what I like looking at. Some of these players deserve a lot more than what they have, that's for damn sure. This kid, no, it wasn't this one. It was this one. He played for us for 3 seasons and we got rid of him. I regret getting rid of him, but he was a part of a very big trade, so yeah, that's that. Re-signing's definitely going to be fun. We got a steal on this goaltender in the NHL draft. This guy is insane, let me tell you. This guy's good, I guess. He'll be in the NHL eventually. Stevenson is building up. This is going to be a very risky contract with Gavin McKenna, that's for sure. This guy didn't really do too much for me. I mean, didn't expect him to. He's only played a couple years in the NHL, but he did pretty good. First season with the team, we're not going to expect him to be God Almighty person, so. Oh, that's an expensive contract. Alrighty. Because that's an expensive contract, I'm going to qualify you for RFA. Definitely going to re-sign you. Oh boy, I'm also going to re-sign you. I've got to pick through a goaltender here. I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. He didn't really show me much growth or anything in the time he's played with us. I'll give him a contract. All about Ellis here. Spencer Vance, we're going to get rid of this kid. 7th rounder. He's a good 7th, but unfortunately, I just don't think the contract here is going to be a go ahead. Guess I'll get rid of him too. Well, we don't have very many defensemen. We only have an NHL line, and that's about it. This kid, he's, I guess, good. But this kid's going to be good. I know it. He's going to be a really good player. So I guess I'll give Blair a contract. Hopefully it's enough. If not, we're going to have to flex around and try to figure out another deal for him, because Gavin McKenna's contract is definitely really big. So the one defenseman that I do want to keep is Garnett, and he declined my offer. So we're going to have to definitely find a new defenseman, that's for sure. I don't know what RFA is. It should figure it out. So he's a restricted free agent. It's going to be rough. Does look like we're going to have to offer a rookie contract and possibly another rookie. Our defense is rough, but what can I say? There's not much that I can do about it. We're going to bring in those 2 rookies, and we're not going to sign any NHL coaches because I forgot to. I guess I'll look at the free agents, see what I'm kind of missing out on. I'm sure there's some good stuff on here. I mean, yeah, we could have picked up this kid. He's 28, but I think he's a free agent, but his contract is definitely going to be a lot of money. Let's see. Yeah, $14 million. We'd have to get rid of Gavin McKenna to take on that type of a contract, and I think I'm just going to keep Gavin McKenna for a little bit. believe this defenseman actually played for us once upon a time. I could be wrong, but yeah. He played one season with us. I mean, he's an experienced defenseman with us, and could use a defenseman, but I'm a little worried about cap space and that type of stuff right now. I don't think I'm gonna go with this one because I definitely saw a lot of potential in this goaltender, and I still see lots of potential. I mean, I would go for this one. He's an experienced defenseman with us, and we could really use that type of defense right now. Obviously, right now we don't have the best record in the books, but we are definitely building up a team currently, and our defense can definitely be worked on a little bit. That's for sure. I see a lot of potential in this guy. I see potential. We have a pretty good record, surprisingly, despite not having the best defense, period. I mean, our defense, if we come in and look in our lines, I think we have a great top 2.5 lines. I don't really think our fourth line isn't much. Our fourth line is just a whole bunch of developing rookies. I don't really have very much cap space to work in the AHL. I can't do much in the AHL because I don't have enough cap space to really sign rookies. Which, yeah, it's hard to say that. But Gavin McKenna is the only reason I don't have any cap space. Then Ingla, Getchnikov. I mean, this line, it's pretty good. And you've got Jars, Huxley, and Cooley on the second line. These top two lines are good, and then the third line, it's good. It's not the greatest, and then the fourth line is just some rookies, and yeah. Defense, though, our defense is our defense. That's for sure. This guy we got in a trade, and he really went downhill since the first season we had him. Nickerson is the only good defenseman, really. So our defense sucks, and our goaltending is phenomenal. This dude, I think, is our starter this year. He's doing rough. I don't know why he's starting. Well, we've got this absolute goaltender, this beast here. But like I said, I am definitely picky when it comes to drafting goaltenders, and I definitely drafted some good goaltending. I have 2 amazing goaltenders that I drafted. Honestly, 3. You've got this dude that's an 89 overall, pushing 90 overall. He was 60 overall when we drafted him in. Stevenson was in his 50s, and he's now 77, pushing 80s. And then James is a little over 80 right now, so we kind of like to push with our goaltending. Goaltending makes a good team, but you can't have good goaltending without good defense, and our defense definitely is going to start reflecting on this season and the last little bit after the trade deadline. currently getting towards the month before trade deadline. We're currently at a 26-28 record. The Predators are catching up to us, but I don't know what happened in the league, but somehow the Blackhawks went from being the best team or the worst team in the league to begin with, to the best team in the Central Division, as we see a massive decline from certain teams that you'd never think we'd see, like the Stars, the Jets, and the Wild. But our season is definitely rough right this second. Two elite goaltenders, we're kind of going back and forth with them. They're kind of playing even games. I don't think we're going to see a 70-game season for a goaltender for a little bit longer. So, I mean, nobody wants to buy season tickets. I wouldn't blame them. Actually, I would. I take that back. I'd buy season tickets to a team that's trying to go back-to-back Stanley Cups, and we're currently in a playoff spot for now, as we're in a 28-8 record right now, which that is definitely a rough record to have late after this trade deadline. Some very critical games we're able to win here. Very critical, especially San Jose. San Jose is, I think, a top team right now. We can't be losing these divisional games. I think we've secured a playoff spot. The only thing that would boost us off of this spot is if we lose every single game of the last, because the Stars are doing what the Stars do best, and it's catching up. And I don't know. Yeah, I think the Mammoth, they're definitely going to be in. They're going to. Are they not going to make playoffs? What the hell? How? Okay, we almost had a 90-point season. The Metro Division and the Pacific Division is the only reason we're not in playoffs. So we need to work on our defense. We're going to go from there. Thinking of trading a player. I think Logan Cooley's had his fun with the team, and I'm seeing some decline in his overall as he gets older, and obviously he's not playing like he used to be able to play. I think Logan Cooley is the next player to get traded and ultimately make this team a good team, as Logan Cooley's contract, we're going to look at his contract. I'm sure I can get two good players for him. Contracts. Yeah, so Logan Cooley's got 3 years 2 years left with us, and it's almost a $10 million contract. I think we're going to let Logan Cooley go. I'm going to trade him. Because we have our big contracts up here. McKenna, Ingela, and Huxley. They all deserve big contracts. And then you've got Petrovic, which he's definitely building up. He's going to have a decent-sized contract next year for sure. This kid, for sure, he's going to have a season out for him. Had a really rough season. 14-14-7 season for him. 40 games he played this season. He's going to be a big contract during the offseason where we're going to have to re-sign him. And this dude was rough this season as well. And he did better than the other guy, but well, we're gonna simulate playoffs, knowing that we did not make playoffs somehow. The Roadrunners are pushing to playoffs. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, the Roadrunners have come a long, long way. And like I said in past streams, I can end the stream if I win a Stanley Cup or a Calder Cup. And, well, we're not in the Stanley Cup playoffs, so why not try to get into the Calder Cup playoffs for the first time in my franchise career? Holy cows, Tucson's going to take a 1-3 lead by 2 goals late in the second period to make it a 1-3 game in the third period. With about 10 minutes left, it looks like we're still 1-3 Tucson. Tucson goes on the power play. They're not going to be able to score on the power play, but Calgary is pushing as Tucson quickly overcame in shots, and Tucson's going to win this game 1-3 versus the Wranglers. Tucson's definitely come a very, very long way, as we need to win our next game. Just to see here, there's still 2 teams that can make it into the playoffs, and it could be us. You never know what could happen here. I really do want to make that final push to get into playoffs. The Griffins are already clinched for playoffs, so the goal here is to beat them. But we really need to win these 2 last games of the year. Could be the Condors. I don't know who this team is, because the Griffins, this is not the right. I don't know what these guys. Tucson's going to lead the game 2-3 to start the third period, but this game could definitely change quick as they are playing a good team, and they could tie up the game late into this one, where Tucson's actually going to strike first, making it a 2-4 game. Tucson with 10 minutes left in the third period. 5 minutes left, it's 2-4. I'm sure they're going to pull goaltender, as Tucson, I think, got the insurance marker, making it Tucson on a roll, making it a 4-goal game. 2-6 Tucson, as Tucson's going to win that one 2-6. Tucson definitely put up a battle there, trying to make playoffs. It definitely is possible to be in the final push, because they just need the couple points, because they can beat the Phantoms. If the Phantoms, depending on this game, we could clinch the playoffs if we can win this game. Three. It's anybody's game right now in the third period. We're gonna see if Tucson can make it a 6-goal game once again, like the last game. With 10 minutes left, it's still a tied game. 3-3. Tucson's gonna go on the power play. The power play is gonna go to waste. 5 minutes left in the third period. 2 minutes left in the third period. It's 3-3. Pushing that 1 minute mark on the third period, still tied. Tucson's really pushing with 37 shots on their net. 20 seconds left. 10. They're going to go into overtime. 5 minutes to score. Can Tucson do it to win the game and possibly push for playoffs? So I think Tucson has the best goaltending in the league as an 80 overall. That's pretty big overall there. We'll see. Is Tucson's definitely the better team in this game. 67 offense, 67 defense, and 80 goaltending, which that's almost better than my NHL goaltending, as they are doing rough this season. For not having anything to do with the really bad offense here and not enough cap space to get good AHL defensemen. I'm really surprised here to see what I have. Abney, goaltender that we did indeed draft. That goaltender was supposed to be a good goaltender for us, and it looks like he did not get a good career after being traded away. That one, he's going to take a tumble. We're getting a 2-on-1. He gets the breakaway. He's going to shoot it as he's going to freeze the puck. 1 minute left in the fourth period, not third. Makes a fantastic save to get back up. Kind of regret trading him, but things happen. I'm going to shoot it. That one's going to go wide of the net. Duncan, NHL player, is going to be out here. Duncan has NHL time. Cohen. Here comes Duncan again around the net. Number 45. Duncan definitely helped lift the Stanley Cup last year. So they're going to get that one, making a one-on-one. Big hit. Cohen's going to take it up to the blue line. 20 seconds left. Pass up. Shoot it. Oh. So that one's not going to work out. They're going to whiff on the shot. 10 seconds left. He's going to shoot it. Cannot get it by. They're going to go to a shootout here as he accidentally clears the puck. They're going to go to a shootout to win this game to hopefully push for playoffs. Against this phenomenal goaltender here. It's very rare to see a shootout. Young's going to snipe it on the first shot. Tucson, if they score, have a chance of winning this game if they can score. Duncan's going to snipe it for the win, possibly pushing for playoffs. The real question is, did they push? I don't think they were able to make the playoff push. They were not able to make the playoff push, as we are going to go for a second season. Four more years with the Salt Lake City Mammoth. Could just go for a team like Tampa Bay that's Toronto offered me $7 million. But I'm going to waste my time and do another year with the Salt Lake Mammoth. Chicago Blackhawks are going to win the cup somehow. Our current max salary cap is $114 million. Hopefully that's going to be enough to sign a new defenseman. We have a couple rookie defensemen that I think are going to want bigger contracts, and we're going to definitely be spending more money on our current goaltender backup. But at the end of the day, one of the goaltenders might have to go because I don't know if I can spend $20 million on 2 goalies. Oh. Yeah. We're going to take the 13th pick in the NHL draft for the first round. Hopefully with that 13th pick we can pick up a defenseman. That's really what I want here. Not really worried about forwards, as I think our forward core is great. We're going to lose a player that is like $6 million contract. Andriy Skechnikov had a phenomenal season, but we are going to lose him, unfortunately. He played 2 seasons with us, won a Stanley Cup last year. He definitely had a good season. He was like a $6 million player, so it's not going to really hurt to lose him, although it might hurt. We are also going to lose this guy that we traded for late. That's all we're going to lose. In the NHL draft, going to the 13th pick. Might be a good year for defensemen. I'm going to pick up this left D-man. Hopefully he's 6 foot, 66 overall. Go to the 45th pick. So we have a chance at drafting a gem player, Tucker Byers. A center, I think we're going to go with him. I don't want to lose a gem player. 66 overall in the second round. That's 2 back-to-back 66 overall players. In the third round, this one's going to be hard. We're going to have to go with a defenseman, obviously. This is going to be the top picks. Or we have a goalie down here. I think we're going to go with the goaltender. Possibly. I know that teams do like eating up goaltenders because you can get lots of picks for them. Also, this left wing that's elite potential. I think we're going to go with him. 60 overall. The 109th pick in the fourth round. I'm going to pick up another gem player, right wing. 5th round. Between Jeffrey Zinger and Abel Bell. I think we're going to go Abel Bell. Obviously, he's not an X Factor, but he does have elite potential. I think we're going to go with a left wing on this one. 205th pick in the 7th round. For the last pick for your Utah Mammoth, go with an elite potential player, possibly left wing, Hilbert. I think that's what we're going to go with here. Low elite sniper. We're going to go with him, 51 overall, and that's going to be that. I believe we're going to have both head coaches retiring here. Or losing contracts. The AHL has definitely come a very, very long way. Well, it's a lot of money. At the age of 65 with a 657 wins and 524 losses. This guy has been the head coach for this team for a very, very long time. 2 Stanley Cups, 1 President's Trophy. I think it's time that we let this coach go, as he's definitely had his rough times. Marco Stahl. I think it's about time that we let this coach go and let this one maybe rise just a little bit here. We're going to offer him a little bit more. We're going to have about $2 million to sign a coach. Obviously, it really sucks getting rid of the coach that you definitely spent your time with, but at some point you're going to have to part ways with all coaches, and I think it's time to part ways with them. Will you two stop being a-holes to each other? God. Talking to myself. There we go. We're going to part ways, as I said, with Logan Cooley during the season, trading him. That's $9 million that we can definitely be opening up. Because we have lots of potential here, like looking at this player, 2nd round, 41st pick, elite, 86 overall. We have lots of potential and lots of players here. But unfortunately, this guy did not get to play any games this season, as he was an RFA. Hopefully we're going to be able to sign him this year. But we're going to keep Gavin McKenna, and this one's going to really help out. But once we get rid of Logan Cooley, T. Jingla is going to become our captain. Gavin McKenna is going to take on the A. He's going to continue to be an assistant captain, and I think we're going to finally give Donovan Huxley an assistant captain. Although that we have a couple players that definitely have spent their time with us, I think Huxley is going to be the best option to take on as an assistant captain. We might make a very big trade also during the season. Getting rid of a goaltender. I don't know what goaltender. I would like to keep this guy right here. Unfortunately, I would most likely part ways with this goaltender, as he's had a good season, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Depending on how his season starts, it's going to be depending on if he gets traded or not. As James would 100% be pulled up to play in the NHL, and Stevenson would have to take on a very big contract there. Yeah, $10 million. That's quite a bit here. I really hate getting rid of goaltenders, but $10 million is a lot. As I'm going to release him, which it sucks to do, as he's very elite, and I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do, but we're going to have these goaltenders. All of them will end up with a contract, and I won't have to get rid of any more of them. Two elite goaltenders, you can't have two elite goaltenders. You can't build a team off of two of them. And it's the sad truth when you have so many great players. I think we're going to finally part ways with Nubble. Tucker Byers, I believe, our 4th round pick. Elite over potential player, gem player, actually. Offer him a contract. As we come into our left wings, we're going to have to make a very, very hard decision here. Possibly getting rid of Petrovic, because has not had the greatest season with us in the past couple of years, and I hate to get rid of a player that definitely became what he is now with our team, but sometimes you just have to release those players, and these guys would all come up and play big boy league, and sometimes it's what you need. So fortunately, we're going to have to release Petrovic, as I don't think I'm going to be able to continue with that kind of a contract anymore. This kid still has lots of potential. I believe he's a 1st rounder. No, he's a 3rd round for us. Lots of potential for him, especially only being a 3rd rounder. First round pick, 30 overall right here. Gonna give him his first NHL contract here. Fortunately, couldn't have done it sooner, or I would have. We're going to part ways with this guy. Got lots of players here. We've got Patrick. This kid deserves a chance. JC Harvey, I'm really thinking of getting rid of, as it would clear up a little bit of space that we do not have. I think I'm going to part ways with him. He's played a majority of his career with us, and sometimes you got to part ways. Ali Crook is going to keep him. Only small contract. Very reasonable contract. Taylor Halt. Is this team going to be able to win a Stanley Cup? That's the real question. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Hopefully we can sign a right wing in the off season. I'm going to have to part ways with somebody. I will not be parting ways with Darren Young, as Darren Young did try to push to be in playoffs in the AHL, and great player. Unfortunately, this guy, I don't know how much he's going to be wanting. Yeah, I think that's a very reasonable contract down on the AHL. We'll definitely give him another chance. And Tommy Sharp, if we could buy him out, we would, but unfortunately we can't. The hard part is the defensive core. And they've Garnett a contract who does not want $6 million this year, surprisingly. Our first round pick here, we're gonna give him a contract. Hopefully he's gonna take that contract. Wayne Pan's gonna be a phenomenal player one day, I just know it. For the moment of truth, we're gonna check out what we have here, and hopefully we have something in the free agency to work with on a right wing or even a defenseman. Only gonna have one person decline their contract. That's really not too bad. We have $4 million to work with. I don't know what player declined. It's gonna be Halt. Unfortunately, I would need Halt. He had a very good season with us in his first year, but he's just declining, and I think it's time that we part ways with Halt. That leaves us about $4 million in the free agency to work with on a new forward, as we're going to trade Logan Cooley for defenseman. Start off with some really good players here. Oh, look at the right wings. Seventh overall pick. 7th round pick. 24. He's played a total of 1 NHL season. He got 23 points. He's a good AHL player. He's a good WHL player. He's a fourth liner. I think I'm going to give him a contract. So I like what I'm seeing. That leaves us with about $2 to $1 million to sign a new defenseman here. We had a shot on getting this kid early in his career, but fortunately we did not take him off of the waiver. I think that's all we're gonna do is sign that right wing, and we're gonna trade Logan Cooley. Unfortunately. We're only going to simulate about a month before we start looking at defensemen and then deciding on who we're going to trade for. Because I still do not know how much money Logan Cooley is even worth. Although he has a very high contract, some teams are picky with that. We're going to get a first look at our new captains. Stripping Logan Cooley of the C, obviously he understands. Giving Huxley an A. T. Jingle is now your new captain, two-time Conn Smythe winning player. Logan Cooley, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to lift a third Stanley Cup with this team. Possibly winning a Stanley Cup with the team you were traded with this season. Who knows what can happen. But we're looking for the Stanley Cup. I don't think you're going to be the next captain to do it. Truthfully, it sucks to know that Nick Schmaltz and Marcelli were not able to lift the cup as captains. Luckily for Logan Cooley, he's not going to have that destiny. Salary cap is rough. I mean, we've got almost $10 million extra dollars on salary cap throughout our career, but I just don't know how much it's going to work out. Ownership profits right now at $108 million. That's high for what we have, that's for sure. We're just going to hop right into this season, and we're going to see. We're going to sim through possibly the first 2 months and then start looking at defensemen. Unless this team does really good. If they do really good, then I will not trade Logan Cooley. And I will be giving him his captaincy back. We're going to have a couple tough losses at the start of the season. Got a 1-2 record to start the season, 1-3 record to start the season. Making that a 1-4 record is, we're pushing. Possibly we could push for the first overall pick this year. We're a 1-6 record. I actually think that we might end up pushing for a really good pick in the first round. So honestly, I don't think I'm going to trade away Logan Cooley. And if I'm not going to trade away Logan Cooley, it's only right to give Logan Cooley his captaincy back. So unfortunately, Huxley, you were a great assistant captain, but sometimes that changes always. Engel was enjoying the captaincy while he had it, and next season, Engel, I'm sure you'll have it. Is I'm sure Logan Cooley will have a drastic drop. As Logan Cooley's the current best player on the team. That's why he deserves his captaincy back. He's proving to me why he's not done yet on this team. I don't want to get rid of Patrick here, but for a decent defenseman that $31 million. 31 years old. And he was drafted by us in the third round. He did play 2 seasons in Tucson. I'm going to take up this trade. Don't get me wrong, this kid, he's good. Played his whole career in the NHL. He was a first round pick, I think 21st overall in the first round, but sometimes when you can't pull off, sometimes you're going to get traded, and unfortunately, I think he's going to get traded here. He's a 77 overall. I'm sure he has lots of potential and might get that potential, but pick up 2 fourth round picks on this defenseman that'll open up a little bit more cap space. We're going to take that trade. So I've decided, although I do want a good pick, it's not going to happen. I was kind of hoping for the first overall pick, but obviously that's going to go to the Wild most likely, because they are one of the worst teams in the league currently. We do have a chance at playoffs still, so why not take that chance? Yeah, look at some defensemen while we're at it. So we're going to throw on here 35-year-old, 86 overall, Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley is a phenomenal player. I want him to win another cup for us. I just don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to throw him on here. What we're looking for here is a defenseman. We're going to check out what the Avalanche have. Looking for a good defenseman with some good got 2 first-round picks. We're going to bring in 2 new defensemen. We're going to get rid of Logan Cooley. It's going to open up lots of cap space. It's sad, though. It's really sad. And like I said, Logan Cooley definitely deserved better. But at the end of the day, everybody's got to go. Everybody's going to get traded or they're going to retire. Well, I think we're going to rock with 3 assistants right now. Why not? I don't really want to name a captain until next season. Whoever has the most assists on the team will be named captain. I think that's a pretty fair deal. Most likely it's going to be Gavin McKenna. Gavin McKenna is a beast when it comes to assists. We're going to see how well we're going to start playing. We did get to pick up a young first overall defenseman. Definitely going to have a high contract one day, but for now, we're going to take advantage of him. And a 82 overall 7th round pick defenseman that's pretty young as well. $5 million contract. We're going to take advantage of him as well while we're at it. Right before the trade deadline, we're going to make that trade just a little bit beforehand. Continue simming. I don't care about the trade deadline. Definitely going to open up a lot of cap space. Hopefully, that's all we can really hope for right now, is some cap space to hopefully bring in the new players and see where that goes. But as we are still in our playoff push, 100% it's possible. we decided to fire our current head coach. I just didn't want to pay him $5 million when he was a good coach, but in reality, not good enough. I really need to win these last couple of games in the league to be able to even think about being in playoffs. As the Roadrunners too, having a rough time. I'd like to get both teams in playoffs, but I have no idea. So. Still a 0-0 game. It's 1-0 Calgary after the first. 1-2 Calgary after the second. Now pushing. We're able to tie it up. Oh, and Calgary's going to respawn. We're able to respawn again. Huxley on that one, making a 3-3 game. Some quick goals in the span of 3 minutes. We're going to enter overtime. Something that I really do enjoy about my team is T. Jingla. Yeah, we've got our 2 star players, Gavin McKenna and our goaltender, but when it comes to playoffs, T. Jingla is our Conn Smythe winner almost every time we've won a Stanley Cup. He's won the Conn Smythe. That's 2 Conn Smythes, 2 Stanley Cups in his career. That's certainly not something to think that you're a horrible player because of. Oh, as he's going to turn that puck over. T. Jingle is still a really good player, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get this overtime goal here. T. Jingla shoots. Oh, I'm not able to get that off. Gavin McKenna to Nickerson. Nickerson shoots. Ingla to Nickerson. Nickerson almost gives it away. 50 seconds left. Nickerson, he shoots, he scores. I'd really like to see the Roadrunners make playoffs. 3-1 game, Colorado Eagles. It's definitely unfortunate to see the Roadrunners go from being such a good team to not very much give. It's kind of unfortunate, but Stevenson's going to stop that one. Stevenson up to Sharp. Sharp's going to get hit. They're going to push for that puck, number 43. Here he comes. Coming around. He shoots. He scores. Starting the scoring. 3-2 game, Colorado. 1 goal away from tying it, Tucson. Tucson's going to win it. Tucson's going to pass it up to Sharp. Sharp's going to come. Top of the circle. Sharp shoots. Not able to get off that rebounder. Big hit. Not able to dunk it on knees. Over into the opposer's bench. Sharp, here he comes. Sharp, top of the circle. Sharp, he shoots. Cannot get that one to pass. Duncan. Biznet shoots. Cannot get it past. Duncan. Over to Villari or something. Number 43. Villari over to Biznet. Biznet. He's going to shoot. That one's going to get stopped by man. Biznet over to Hansen. Hansen's going to shoot. Hansen not able to get that one off. Byers, big time player here. Byers is going to give it up. Cohen hit. Hansen hit, putting him over the board. Second player over the boards in this period. They're going to give that one away. And they're going to call a penalty tripping on number 48. Stevenson, Hansen up. Severson on the breakaway. Severson backhand shoots. Stopped by hand. 3 minutes left in the third period. Tucson's on a penalty kill, also trying to get a goal here quick as there's a trip, and it's not going to be called on Colorado. Hansen's going to take it up at the blue line. Hansen's going to get hit. Severson's going to make a big hit there. On News as well. Getting that puck, passing it down. Getting it out of the offensive zone. He shoots short-handed. Not able to get that one off Severson as they're fighting over the puck. What a stop by man. Making that glove save. 40 seconds left on that power play for Colorado. They're going to pass it up. It's going to get intercepted by Wiseman. Cohen on Albert. Hansen. What a stop. Up to Cohen. It's a one-on-one. Cohen able to get the breakaway. He shoots. Does not hit the net on that one. And the defenseman Klingberg right through the defensive side, popping it in backhand. Making it a 3-3 game short-handed. Colorado's still on the power play. They've got 25 seconds on the power play to hopefully get a goal here. Broden's going to shoot from the blue line, hitting a player. That one's going to hurt. Klingberg at the top of the circle. Klingberg's going to shoot. Klingberg scores. It goes off the right side of the goaltender into the net. Klingberg's going to take the lead. Tucson is now leading 3-4. Tucson. That's 2 short-handed goals in less than 30 seconds for Tucson. They're going to shoot. Stevenson making a big save there. Duncan's going to shoot. Duncan's not able to get that one off. Broden shoots off a player in front. Duncan tries to get a nice backhander shot there. Broden's going to pass down to the blue line to Bisnet. Bisnet's going to shoot. Not able to get that one off as a player in front. Hanson's going to go in for the hit, not make it. Bisnet's going to shoot. They pulled an empty net. They're going to score with 25 seconds left. 3-5 Tucson. Tucson's going to try to clear it. They're not going to be able to clear that one out of there. Colorado's going to pull the empty net. Colorado. It's an empty net for Colorado. Here they come. Colorado's got an extra attacker out. 11 seconds left. They're going to shoot. That one's going to go out of play. 7 seconds left. They're going to have the face-off in the offensive zone in the Tucson zone. Empty net, 6-on-5. 7 seconds left in this third period. From the face-off. Off the crossbar. This is going to go in the net as the game ended. Tucson's going to take that one 3-5. What a comeback in the third period, getting 4 goals. Utah versus Carolina. Utah needs a very, very big push to be in playoffs this year. They're pretty far behind in the playoff standings. It's going to be a tied game going into the third period, 1-1 in the third. Carolina on the power play. Utah's been able to kill off the power play. Utah's had a very good penalty kill their whole entire career in their franchise. Carolina's going to score with 5 minutes left, making it a 2-1 game. Carolina. Utah's pushing for this game. Utah's still undecided on who their captain is this year, as they traded Logan Cooley late for 2 very bad defensemen. Horrible trade on Utah. Usla, number 96. First rounder. Oh my God, is the goaltenders are going to stop that one. Passing up to the guy in the blue line. Blue line, Pan. First round pick. Pan's going to shoot it. Bodie's going to stop that one. Glove side. It's a 1-goal game, Carolina. Garnett's going to shoot that one going out. As I believe the goaltender got hurt on the last plays. Carolina switched goaltenders, pulling Bodie and putting their backup in. They're up 2-1. Very weird change to do with your goaltender when you're up 2-1 unless he got injured. It's going to be a tough injury with only 3 minutes left in this game. Gavin McKenna through. The defenseman cannot finish the breakaway. Garnett. Garnett hit. Here he comes. Kushalov. Up to Garnett. Garnett passes it down to McKenna. McKenna. He's going to shoot. McKenna scores that goal. Gavin McKenna on the game-tying goal. Make 18 goals on this season. It's a 2-2 game, 1 minute left in the first period. Huxley's going to get hit. Huxley's not able to get that puck in time. Ingles going to make a big hit. Big hit there for Utah. They're going to pass it up on the breakaway. Here they come. Utah on the breakaway. Passes it down. He shoots. Is not able to get that one. Passes. They're going to get called for goaltender interference. No, they're going to get called for slashing. Utah's going to go down on the power play 4-5. 1 minute left in this 2-2 game. Really bad time. Passes up to Hedstrom. Defense not paying attention. Hedstrom, he shoots. Hedstrom, 19 seconds left, looking for breakaway. Hedstrom, here he comes, in the zone, passes it over, shoots. Cannot get that one. Passes. Gunther. Dylan Gunther playing for this team. Here comes Hedstrom on the breakaway. Hedstrom shoots, gets off the rebound. Hedstrom. Kerman's going to come in late and make this save. Pushing overtime with 1.4 seconds left. 2-2 Utah. 2-2. Carolina versus Utah, tied game, pushing into overtime. Ingla's going to take the shot at the line here on the faceoff. He's going to take the shot. It's going to be stopped. Kerman's going to stop it with his right side pad. Overtime. 3-on-4 overtime. T. Jingla's going to be taking the face-off. T. Jingla's over to Nickerson. Nickerson pushing. It's a 1-on-2. Here he comes. Passes it over Ingla. Ingla's not there. Ingla is not going to get that 1-0. Garnett's going to take it out of the zone. Ingla getting out. Garnett. Garnett's going to take the backhand. Ingla's going to, oh my God, off the post. Ingla's not going to get that one pass. Here comes Bax. Nickerson's going to make a big hit. Not able to get it on as Nickerson hits his own teammate. Garnett up to Nickerson. Nickerson center. Passing the blue line. Nickerson over to Ingla. Cannot get the pass off as Kerman's able to stop that one. Inglis was traded to them early in this season. Originally drafted by Salt Lake City, and they traded him. Jars is gonna get that. Jars, it's a 2-on-1. Here they come. Passes up to Jars, is not able to get that one up. Jars is gonna pass it down. Inglis is gonna pass it, shoot it. He's not gonna be able to get it. 3 minutes left. It's 3-on-3. Here comes Jars. Jars pushing. Jars is going to get it. Jars is going to shoot. Not able to get that one off. 2 minutes left in overtime. 2-2. Pan. McKenna. Big hit on Bats. Huxley's going to go around the net. 1 minute left to make a big play. McKenna going up. Passing the blue line. Gavin McKenna. Down to Huxley. Huxley's going to shoot. Not able to get that one off. Pan's going to take it. Pan's going to shoot. McKenna's going to receive the puck. McKenna down to the blue line. Nickerson. Pan. He's going to shoot. Pan's going to make that one hurt as that player is hurt. Huxley's going to shoot, winning the game for your Utah Mammoth. the Utah organization is going to push for playoffs. Utah Mammoth are going to hopefully get in playoffs this year. Also, the Tucson Roadrunners are also hopefully making a push for playoffs. They've got a long way to go. Utah winning this game could possibly put them in the 5th spot in their division. One after the first. Chicago running a big lead. 3-1 after the second. Can Utah rebuild off of that in the third period? Ten minutes left in the third period. It's 3-1 Chicago. They're going to win it. 10 minutes left. 3-2. 3-1. Chicago. Here they come. Crooks. Big shot. Crooks is not able to get that one. Jars is going to give that one up. Poking it away. Jars able to give it to Crooks. And it's going to be big outlaw hit on Duffy. Not able to get that one. Nickerson on Hatcher. Here comes Crooks up the blue line. Chicago's lost. Here he comes. Crooks. Backhand. Not able to get that one past Outlaw. Outlaw's going to shoot it. Outlaws. Here comes Jars. Jars down. Down to Nickerson. Nickerson's going to shoot. Jars back down to Inglis. Nickerson. He's going to shoot again. Crooks. Outlaw. Outlaw down to Nickerson again. Nickerson's going to push up. He's going to shoot. Nickerson not able to get that one off. Nickerson's going to give that one up. As the goaltenders are going to stop that one. Give this team a change. Inglis on the face-off circle. Inglis going to win it. Over to Garnett. Shoots. Huxley's going to not be able to get that shot off. Garnett's going to make a big hit. That's a penalty. Garnett's going to take a penalty late here. Interference on Garnett. 4-on-5. It's a 3-1 game, Chicago. Big face-off. 5 minutes left. Gonna try to clear it, not be able to get it past. Here they come. Passing up. Hedstrom. Hedstrom. Here they come. Hedstrom's gonna pass it down. He's gonna shoot. They're not gonna get it past. Hedstrom's gonna get it. 4 minutes left. Gotta make a big play here. 4 minutes. Up to the defenseman. Defenseman. Over. Passes it. Shoots it. They score to start the scoring in the third period. 3-2 Chicago. Short-handed goal by number 98. Zachary Demikros. Still short-handed here in the third period. That's a 1-goal game, Chicago. 1-goal lead, Chicago. They give it up. Nickerson's going to push it from other blue line pass, getting a breakaway, hitting the backhander, and getting it past that goaltender. Nickerson's going to tie the game short-handed with 4 minutes left. 3-3 game. It's anybody's game now. Utah's looking the best in this game all of a sudden. 4:34 left. Utah's going to win the face-off over to Nickerson. Nickerson's going to take it up past the blue line. Nickerson, he's going to shoot. Nickerson's looking for that 3-goal game. Nickerson is going to come around. Nickerson not able to get it past the goaltenders. The goaltender's going to lay on the puck. sold out crowd here for Utah. Huxley's going to win the face-off. Nickerson to Inglis. Inglis is going to get a big hit. 53 minutes left. Waiting for him to get onside. Here they come. Nickerson's going to take it. Nickerson shoots. Big stop by that goaltender as it goes over. Nickerson's going to get the puck. Team's rooting for him to get that hat trick. First hat trick in his career. Comes Nickerson, shoots. Not able to get that one off. Nickerson's chasing it. Nickerson, number 21, around. Here he comes. He shoots. Big glove save by that goaltender, keeping him alive. 3 minutes left in this third period. 3-3. Inglis is going to win that puck. Here he comes. Chicago tries to get rid of it. They shoot. They win. Not the game-winning goal quite yet, but it's a 3-4 game. Utah, 3 minutes left in the third period. 3 goals in the span of 5 minutes for Utah here. Utah getting 2, maybe 3 shorthanded goals on that one. Ingla is going to win that one. Passing over to number 2 defenseman. There they come. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. Oh my, what a save. Jars shoots that one on the Chicago goaltender that's keeping him in this game. What a hit. Here they come. Roll 4 lines. Here they come. He shoots. He scores. It's a 3-5 game. Utah with only 2 minutes left in the third period. .244 left in the third period. That's 3-5. Utah. Huxley's going to take it up at that circle. Huxley's going to shoot. Huxley's not going to be able to get that one off. McKenna's going to get it. Garnett, he's going to shoot. Not able to get that one. Huxley's going to give it down. Back to Garnett. Garnett's going to shoot. Not getting that one. Huxley's going to race for that puck. Over to other defenseman. I don't know who that is. Gavin McKenna's going to get that one. He's going to get the breakaway. Is not able to get that backhander on. They're going to pass over to Huxley. Huxley's going to shoot that one. It's going to go behind the net. T. Jingla down to get McKenna. McKenna's not able to get that pass. They're talking about letting Chicago get to that one as their goaltender is able to get that one. His own teammate almost knocked it in. Chicago's got an empty net. Risky move. It's a 5-on-6 here. Utah's going to win the face-off, passing it up. Crooks. Here comes Crooks at the blue line. Crooks shoots. He gets the empty net goal. 14th goal of his season. Ali Crooks. It's 3-6. Utah with 26 seconds left in this game. I think Utah's won this game here. It's 3-6. 3-goal lead from Utah. That's 5 goals in the third period for Utah. Utah's unmatchable. After getting shut out by the Region 7-0, Game 2 versus the Region's going to come here. The Region's going to start that one. It's a tied game going into the third period, 2-2. Ontario's going to get that one, making it a 2-3 game, making it a 2-4 game in the third period. Tucson's going to get one back, making it a 3-4 game on Ontario. 10 minutes left in the third. Tucson's going to go on the power play. 5 minutes left. 3 minutes left. 3-4 Ontario. Number 43 on the face-off circle. Number 43 is going to win that one. 3 minute left here. They're going to pass it to Sharp. Sharp's going to make a play. Sharp's going to take it. Sharp's going to shoot, not get that one. Duncan's going to be able to get that one. Duncan shoots. Duncan. Over Steinberg. He shoots. Duncan's going to get that one back. Duncan racing for the puck. Here he comes. Duncan between the players. Duncan once again trying to push for that one. Is not going to get the push. Tucson's going to pull an empty net here. 44 seconds left in the third period. 3-4 Ontario. I don't want to edit lines. That's not what I wanted. Seaton's going to get that one close side. 31 seconds left. The next game for Tucson's Wranglers, the current team. They're trying to get ahead in this playoff push. The Wranglers are the only team stopping them right now. Hansen's going to get it. Hansen's going to shoot. Hansen's going to score to tie the game. 4-4 in the third period. 27 seconds left. Tucson's going to obviously put their goaltender back in. 20 seconds left. Byers is on the face-off circle. Byers is going to get it. Byers is going to get the puck back. Byers is going to shoot. Byers is going to knock the water bottle off the net to score his 16th goal of the season, making this a Tucson lead. 5-4 Tucson. 20 seconds left in this third period. Byers is going to win the face-off once again. Here he comes, same play. Over to Byers, and Cohen's going to be the one getting that one. Up to Byers. Byers is going to shoot. Sendin's going to stop that puck. Byers is going to win it. Byers. Hansen. Here comes Hansen. Hansen shoots. Cohen down. He shoots. It's in. It bounces off the goaltender in, making a 6-4 lead. Tucson came back in this game in only the span of 1 minute. Only 50 seconds, Tucson has scored 4 goals in this period, winning the game 6-4. This game's very critical versus these guys. They need to lose. Unfortunately, I do not believe Utah is going to be in playoffs this year. They just did not have what it took to push for playoffs this year, unfortunately. Which every team has their droughts, and unfortunately their drought is starting now. For the Tucson Roadrunners anyways, the Tucson Roadrunners still have a chance at making the playoffs, possibly. Possible chance for Tucson. Tucson has an outstanding season so far, 33-29-7. Not the greatest, but pretty good for Tucson. Tucson's going to take a lead in this period. Going into the third period, it's 1-3 Tucson. Henderson's going to get that one in the third period, making a 2-3 game Tucson. 15 minutes left in the third period. 2-3 Tucson. Tucson's going to score their fourth goal, making it a 2-4 game. Tucson with 10 minutes left. 5 minutes left. 2-4 Tucson. 1 minute left. Henderson's not going to have enough time to score 2 goals. Tucson's going to win the game 2-4. I don't want to play the game. I want to simulate the game. Playing the game takes too long. Like last night, I played the Stanley Cup game where we won the Stanley Cup last night, and it took way too long. I didn't mean to. I was going to sim the game, but... Coachella. Entering the third period, Tucson's going to lead 3-2 versus Coachella Firebirds. 3-2 game. Tucson still entering 15 minutes into the third period. Tucson's going to score, making it a 4-3. The Firebirds are going to get that one back. It's a 4-3 game, 1-goal game. Tucson. 5 minutes left. It's 4-3. Tucson still. The Firebirds are pushing with 1 minute left. They're not able to do it as it's 4-3 Tucson. Tucson's going to win that game. Tucson's looking for a really big push here. Hoping to outbeat the Monsters in the playoffs here is what they're going for. There's plenty of other teams that are better than Tucson this year, and it might still be possible for Tucson to get that one. Tucson's going to win the game 2-3 in overtime. Hopefully pushing for playoffs. Once again, the Coachella Firebirds, not the Coachella Firebirds, the Tucson Roadrunners are going to be a couple points short from playoffs once again this season. As Utah has hopes for a top 5 draft pick, which probably won't happen, we can still hope. A really shocking retirement for this franchise is Rocky Duncan. Did not see this man retiring this year. I must not have been paying attention, but I did not see the thing for first round draft picks, so I don't know what draft pick we got. The 8th pick in the NHL draft. It's going to go to us. I wonder what we can get with that. Who knows? Oh, a bottom 6 forward. Great. It's a center. We don't need any more centers, that's for damn sure. We need some wingers. I guess I'll go with it. He better not be a bust. Second round pick is really what matters the most in my time. We're going to go with this goaltender. Second round pick goaltender, you're never going to go wrong with that. 74 overall goaltender in the second round. That's going to be good for us, and he's definitely going to be playing. We got another goaltender here, starter. I'm going to draft him in as well. 57 overall. That's all that I would really like to draft. Just into the 3 rounds. The rest of the draft I'm going to auto draft. Coming here to the coaching staff, and it looks like Huxley's contract is expired. I also like to come in here and look at the coach here. It's their current record that he's had with us. Hopefully we can turn that around and win our 3rd Stanley Cup this season. That's the hopes, because I can't handle another year of this. We have a $29,000 on cap space, so obviously Huxley is going to be a hefty contract. And when we look at goaltenders here, I see potential in a couple of them. But obviously we can't have these many, so we're going to buy this player out. That's going to give us a penalty. But I'm going to offer this guy a contract because it would be stupid of me not to. I'm going to come over here to centers. And obviously Huxley is going to be a hefty contract as Jars. Wow, what a... Wow. 2nd round pick, 41st overall. Jars has shown expectations. Big boost this season. 88 overall at 23 years old. Huxley, pretty hefty contract here for Huxley. I know Huxley had a great season, but it's a very hefty contract. 30 years old. Eventually, you got to give him up. T.J. Ingles is going to be the next captain of the team here. We're going to get rid of Huxley, unfortunately. It's very sad to see him go. Really, I'm holding back my tears right now because Huxley is a great player, and we traded a lot to get him, and at the end of the day, it sucks when you have to trade good players. It's a part of the sport, and it happens. We're going to offer Outlaw. Outlaw has a hefty contract here. 83 overall for the 30-year-old left wing. Nicholas Gavin, I guess, will give him a little contract. I'm fine with that. Dylan Cohen, absolute assist beast. Over 40 assists this season. I'll give him whatever contract he really wants. Actually, there's certain things that push my limits. I'm over here for right wings. Our right wings, we definitely need some help over here on the right wings. Well, our right wings suck, and that's all there is to it. Darren Young, 72 overall, 26 years old. He's going to get a contract with us. Same with this dude. It's 32. Obviously, they all age one day. Tommy Sharp, I think we're going to let him go. He had a drop. Bottom 6 forward, and well, I think it's time that we let Tommy Sharp go. Obviously, he's still developing, but sometimes you can't keep players. I'm going to qualify this guy for RFA. And the second rounder right here, Moss, we're going to offer him a contract, highest contract for a rookie possible. Now, when we come to our defenseman, Nickerson is our man, and boy, that's a hefty contract. Really what I'm hoping for in the let's see, how much does he want? Absolutely not. What we're really pushing for here is a defenseman in the free agency. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we can just only hope is Abel Bell is going to have a pretty good season. We still have some good chances here with some defensemen, but some of them are not going to cut it for my liking. So making a very tough decision here. Outlaw is 30 years old. He's a top 9 forward. He's 83 overall. I don't think we're going to see much from him. Obviously, he had a pretty good season with us, but I actually think he had a career high with us. Yeah, he had a career high in the NHL for us. The 6'2", 219-pound giant on the left side, we're going to get rid of because that leaves us with $14 million on cap space. $14 million can bring in a great player that could instantly change our season around, I'm hoping. Either defenseman or on the right side. Honestly, might try to get one on the right side, but anything can happen. We also qualified one defenseman for RFA, so he's going to be a restricted free agent, unfortunately. So we have a chance of losing him. Stevenson, I wish I could pick up that guy right there. Soderstrom. Obviously, we can sign Huxley, but we're not going to go that route. We're going to try out for a new left wing. Or let's check out the defenseman down here. We can sign a new defenseman, or we can just go with what we currently have. I think we're going to go with one of these guys here, 21 years old, 89 overall, but I don't want to lose that first rounder. I think we're going to go with this 34-year-old player for $11 million. Hopefully he takes our offer over Vancouver, and if he doesn't, we will go for a defenseman in the free agency. And whatever we have left, we will be signing another defenseman this year, depending on how much cap space we have left. Yep, he decided to go with somebody else, which is A-okay. Obviously, it's really about money, and that's about it. But I'm not giving him more than $12 million. So I still would like to bring in a left wing. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Let's go for a defenseman. It's really hard here. There's really not very many young defensemen that really catch my eyeballs. We're going to bring in a new left defense and a new right defense from the free agency, possibly taking up our full $14 million on cap space. But this guy, he's going to accept the RFA offer. And we're going to simulate into our last season, as I am not going to do this stream until I win a Stanley Cup again, because we're already pushing 3 hours. And I would like to do another stream today, so where I went back to 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 back Stanley Cups. Gunner, stop. Yeah, we're pushing 3 hours. Huxley's gone. I was going to give Huxley the captaincy, so Ingla is going to be the next captain for your Utah Mammoth, obviously, and Jars is not going to be. Absolutely not. Honestly, I think I'm going to give it to Nickerson. Change it up and so just a little bit. All right. I do not plan on getting the 8th overall pick once again this season or lower. I plan on getting a 32nd first round pick. Obviously, that's the goal here. Yeah, that is winning a Stanley Cup. This year, we're hoping for both teams to be in playoffs, as the Tucson Roadrunners have never been in playoffs in the time that I have been the general manager of this team. So I'm surprised I haven't been fired, because I've done a lot of dumb things. Should have kept Dylan Gunther. Getting rid of Victor Buffalo was the smartest thing I ever did. And we're starting this season 2-2, obviously better than our 1-9-2 seasons last year. We got 2 shutouts already. I would like to see the goaltending between the two teams, as I did not actually look. Let's just look at our lineups for the start of the season. Oh. Gavin McKenna, Jars, and Ingla's on the top line, obviously, now that Huxley's gone. Yeah, all we have is our first line. That's it. The rest of the line, it's bad. It is really rough. Anyways, for goalies, our goalies here are not too wow. We're actually going to have a change here, I think, is, James was the original goaltender here. He's let us down. He's definitely not having the greatest season like he usually does. Severson, or Tafoe, Savoy, whatever you want to call him. He's a great goaltender. I think he was meant to be with Dallas, and that's that. It's sad to think, but it's fine. Down here, starting goaltender is the goaltender that we just barely drafted in. What a draft by us. He's a starting goaltender. He's an X factor. And then Stevenson's 77 overall. He's going to be the backup on this team. Obviously, this year he's not having the greatest season. He's a 4.0 goal against average. He's lost 2 of 3 games. He's having a very rough season, that's for sure. The Tucson Roadrunners, I think, are the real thing that I kind of want to work on a little bit here. So if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I think I'm going to simulate through the Tucson Roadrunners and worry less about what's going on in the NHL. And if we make the playoffs in the NHL, great. It's not really what I want. Really, I'm going to focus more on the Coachella Firebirds for now. I keep calling them the Coachella Firebirds. I'm going to focus on the Tucson Roadrunners, and that's going to be that. Well, we've gotten shut out 2 times in a row now. That's not ideal, but Tucson is definitely starting with a pretty rough season. Their defense, I think, is a bunch of bad players, and unfortunately, that's just something that sometimes you're going to get. Possibly here we might have a good center that might be able to play down on the minors. Honestly, he could even play with us. I'm going to make this trade here. We have $6 million on cap space that's open. The Utah Mammoth are struggling. Struggling. Just like usual. Unfortunately, the Utah Mammoth are going to be not the team that I wanted them to be, and I'm going to be known as the general manager that ruined the Utah Mammoth. But hey, that's okay. It's not really okay, but we'll be fine. As we are early into the season, we have an 8-13-2 record, 8-13-3 record now. It seems like we cannot do good at all. Big trade here, $6 million contract for a left winger. 84 overall left winger, 28 years old, has some good seasons in the past with Vegas. First round pick, but in return they want a Anderson Silverknight defenseman who recently just signed. Honestly, I'm going to take up this trade because we can really use the forward right now. So once again, we got shut out 2 times in a row. Seems like every year that I make this trade ended up winning the Stanley Cup, so I should just start doing it every single year. 27-year-old goaltender not having the greatest season. Obviously, I'm not going to put it past him. He's had a rough season. It's not going to define him as a player, but unfortunately for him, that's going to mean that there's going to be a change in goaltending most likely for the team. Hopefully for the better. So we can pick up this elite goaltender. But there's not much here. Could trade their goalie back to Dallas. Wallstred, obviously, he's Played his career in Dallas ever since we traded him, and well, Dallas has done him dirty. That's for sure. Edmonton Oilers can probably use an 88 overall goaltender, right? Is there no good goalies in this league anymore? Like, what's going on? Nashville Predators, maybe? Shoot me. Please shoot me. Really, I want it. There we go. This is a trade we're talking about here. This one. If only we could have drafted him to begin with. Right here. That's a trade worth doing. Trade accepted. What a trade. Man, we just picked up lots of cap space, so. We're going to see what we can get defensive-wise, because this team needs defense. Defense is really what this team needs, and that's about it. Unfortunately, in order to bring in two very, very good defensemen, it's going to come at a cost. Also, at cap space, it's going to be a little rough trying to fit them in. As it's going to involve Gavin McKenna most likely. So unfortunate. I don't want to get rid of him. There's a lot of talent, but unfortunately Gavin McKenna is going to be the one that will be involved in this trade. He's a $13 million contracted player, and our current first round pick. Let's see if that's enough. They're going to reject the trade. What if I throw in my second round pick? Are they going to take it this time? No, they're going to reject it once again. I'm willing to throw in my next year's first rounder, but I'm going to take off my second. And just like that, we have brought in two amazing defensemen to hopefully fix our team as we make not only a goaltender change, but a player change. And we pick up two phenomenal defensemen, and we get rid of Gavin McKenna. Very, very hard trade to do, as Gavin McKenna has been with us during our up and downs, and yeah, it's going to be really, really hard to do that one. It's the only original player on this team is T. Jingla, being your original Arizona Coyotes player. going to see what this season will bring to us now that we've made these pretty big changes here. Goalie change and trading a forward for 2 defensemen and 2 first-round picks. It's definitely going to change your season. So we're going to see if it changed our season for the worse or for the better. Currently have an 11-24 record. So we get, I think, our 3rd shutout of the season despite having a 12-21-4 record. As I think we have something here for us still. And as I say that, we start losing by lots. I'm going to take this trade because, I mean, I'm going to take lots of trades at this point. I don't need my picks. As got a roster that I don't plan on getting rid of. So we have a 14-23-4 record, and a push for playoffs is definitely not a record you're going to want. So we were able to win against Vegas. Big win for us to win against them. They're a pretty good team this season. Shutting out Carolina, that's a very good team. So I'm starting to see a bit of a change in how we're playing in this season, getting a 17-24-4 record. As I say that, we start going downhill once again. I just keep my mouth shut. At the end of January, we're going to have an 18-28-5 record. Definitely not a record you're going to want, especially when you're in a push for playoffs. Getting rid of Gavin McKenna is going to be a big thing, and unfortunately we're going to be would have been fired if we had our thing on. We probably would have been fired many seasons ago, but obviously didn't happen. We're in a pretty bad losing streak right now. It's 18-32-5 record right now. I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm going to make a very big trade here because getting rid of my 1st round pick this year was a very, very dumb decision. Nevertheless, that one went to Carolinas. Obviously, I think Gavin McKenna has really changed their season around. Maybe he went to Chicago, not too sure. It's Colorado. Calgary. I had to go back and make sure that I was going to trade for the right team. Go back to Calgary. Calgary's starting to have a rough season. Maybe it's just Gavin McKenna finally rubbing off on them. Who knows? Draft picks, obviously, we're going to want our draft pick back. That's a very big deal for us. Getting that back is going to come at a very, very big cost. When you have a very, very big cost, it's going to come with a couple of picks, that's for sure. I didn't mean to I know nobody would take that trade. I didn't mean to propose that trade. I'm going to take off that second and add on a third first-round pick here. 3 consecutive years of Utah Mammoth picks, because we're really going to need this pick back. So we're going to throw in a fourth consecutive first-round pick for them. And they're not going to go for that one. How about 5 consecutive first-round picks? They know exactly what they're doing here. So we're not able to actually get that. Fortunately, we're going to have to make a trade with a player here. We're going to get our draft pick back, but we're also going to be getting rid of Garnett, which honestly I'm fine with, as Garnett has not showed any growth in the time that we've had him. And obviously with an 1839, is it an 18 or is it a 19? Hang on. It's a 1932 5 record. Your first round pick is going to be very critical in the draft, obviously. So we're not going to be trading for any players, so I doubt our season is going to turn around, especially getting rid of another defenseman that was a key player. Obviously, I don't see our season turning around at all. But we're going to have lots of cap space, which we're going to need when we re-sign our goaltender, which I think might be this year. I have no idea. But that cap space is going to be very critical when it comes to goaltenders. Obviously, nobody wants to come watch the Utah Mammoth get their absolute asses kicked this season. It's the Utah Mammoth, after the trade deadline, win their first game after the trade deadline. Then they lose their first game to no other than the New Jersey Devils. Your Utah Mammoth have a 24-38 5 record currently, right before the last month. This team has absolutely no chances at playoffs, that's for sure. Even Tucson, I don't think, has a very good chance at playoffs, but that could always change. As we approach the last month, they're in 8th in their division. Obviously, it can change very, very quickly, but gotta win games for that to change. At least if one team's not going to make the playoffs, one will, that's for damn sure. I'll make sure of that too. Tucson getting the shutout versus the Henderson Silver Knights. Honestly, I saw that one coming. Obviously, it's a very, very long way to playoffs. I don't actually think we're going to have a chance of getting into playoffs, but there's always hope. We just got to win a majority of these last games, which I don't think we're going to do. So, your last 4 games are versus the San Diego Gulls, and obviously the San Diego Gulls are having one hell of a season. So unfortunately, I do not think that this team's going to be able to make the final push for playoffs, as the Utah Mammoth are definitely not in playoffs. We have one random game on a Sunday versus the Texas Stars. That's actually our last game. Yeah, there's no chance of this team making playoffs. What a record for Utah. God damn it. Obviously, this was our last season today. I kind of ran this team to the ground. We haven't made playoffs once, as I think we went 3 or 4 consecutive years without playoffs, unfortunately. That's always rough, especially after we just won the Stanley Cup, and I've missed 4 consecutive years after winning the Stanley Cup. I'm officially known as the general manager that ruined the team. We have a $117 million cap space as we pick up the 3rd draft pick in the draft lotteries. We're going to be 3rd in the 1st round. That's going to definitely, hopefully, help here. So we see if we have any retired players. We do. We're going to lose this player, unfortunately. He did have one hell of a season, or one hell of a career in the AHL. Obviously, he didn't have much in the NHL. But the NHL doesn't matter. So obviously, we're not losing any goalies. All our goalies are very young. Entering the NHL entry draft, the 3rd overall pick goes to your Utah Mammoth. The 3rd overall pick, your Utah Mammoth are going to pick up a left defense player. So we get the 1st pick in the 4th round, obviously, is and we're going to auto draft the rest of the way, and we will re-sign players next stream. Next stream will be next weekend, so it's going to be a while before then, unfortunately. We have $27 million to work with here, so. T. Jingla's going to downsize his contract. I also lied. We are going to re-sign players this year. Oh boy. big boy contract for this goaltender here. And for James, unfortunately, wow, that's a lot less money than I thought he was going to ask for. Stevenson. Alright, that's all for the stream. Anyways. Oh my god, kill me now. Yeah, I'm done.